everyone, this is your classroom boy in life, Aditya. And today you're listening to my very first podcast from people who have just started their jobs. Hey everyone, this is your classroom boy in life, Aditya. And you're listening to my very first podcast for people who have just started their job and career. Today we are talking about transition from campus life to the life of class with our guest, Dr. Shri Amarjeet Singh Khalsa sir. Welcome sir to the podcast. And Mr. Vipin Thawani. Welcome Vipin to the podcast. We'll discuss nearly all there is to know about corporate life. Thanks for joining us. You have 1 to 4 years of job experience or are about to begin your professional career from college. If this sounds like you, stay tuned with us. I would like to give a small introduction for our both of the panelists. Dr. Amarjeet Singh Khalsa sir, a seasoned academic and a noted economist, having nearly more than 26 years of rich experience in the world of finance and capital market. One of the most sought after person from Central India whose expert remarks on platforms like CII and other national repute levels. When it comes to union budget and educational reforms, he also has a 15 years of experience in analyzing the union budgets. Keeping up with the trend, as our sir looks very young, he runs his own YouTube channel by the name You Benefit, where he gives valuable advices on financial planning, wealth creation and life principles in general. We'll give you the link of the YouTube channel. You can go and see sir what advices he gives to us. Talking about Vipin, who is very young right now and one of my fellow roommates. Vipin is a very young, energetic finance professional, working with one of the MNCs among the top 4 in the world, providing professional services. An MBA grad from the heart of the country, Vipin has been to all the 4 corners of the country, working with diverse people, culture and brands. Next question is clap then. Continue. So how are you first of all?
I'm fine, perfect Aditya, and a good initiative from your side.
Thank
good
you.
To see you.
How are you, Vipin?
I'm great, and it's a great honor to share the panel with great Amarjeet sir, and it's a great initiative that you have started.
I can see the nervousness in you and me because we are sitting with our guru today.
True.
Really understand. So sir, the motive of this podcast is all about that after COVID scenario which happened for 2 years. I have seen a lot of posts on LinkedIn that will not hire people who are from the batch of the year of 2020 or 2021 because they were into COVID, they were studying the live classes, live sessions and everything. And that created a bad impact on the young people, the young generation. As India is into more of young people right now, we have a lot of young people, they're growing a lot. So we need to clear them with some of the facts of life and how life changes from a classroom of a college to the real life classroom. That's the motive of this podcast. So this podcast will also relate to the people who are into their very initial years of career, like 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 years of career. Because being a professional, I have a 3 years of experience. I am too confused on some of the points. So I also need a clarity and more people need clarity. Sir, I have this very first question which comes up because I want to keep this podcast very important for the freshers. How is the new corporate world welcoming the freshers in the current scenarios? Like how they are treating them, and as per you, what is the perspective of these organizations? We have mid-level startups and then big fours, the other tech organizations, fintech organizations, how they are treating them right now and what is the perspective as per you?
Okay, Aditya, I can smell that there are many questions in your one question, and which is very logical also. Because these are the common issues which a young person who is just passing out from any B school is facing. So I'll go one by one. The first thing which you said in your initial remarks is that COVID batches are not seen in that kind of seriousness. Yes, but that's not the true story in most of the good companies. Maybe the companies who are not confident in their own businesses because of this COVID scenario, they are a little cautious and taking a note of it. But at the end of the day, the businesses which has grown, and ultimately we can see that all businesses are on track. I don't see that this might be a very big issue in coming times. Number two, what you spoke about is correct, because most of the students who are passing out, they also feel that what kind of perception corporate is having for them who are the beginners and freshers. So believe me, my limited career of say 25 years, I have noticed that the corporate perceptions never changes. The day one when you enter into the corporate, they mean business. Right? Now, if they mean business, that doesn't mean that they want you to do whatever they are doing from the day one. They just want to see that you are adaptable. Whatever we want to, as a company, we wish to teach you, you are able to accept it and grow on that. That's the first thing which the corporate looks for. And if you are able to give this message to the company that I am able to adapt, I am able to learn, and I have the capacity to do so, you are through. So I think the story remains the same, whether it is today, yesterday, or tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So it's basically a kind of thing where both sides needs to put efforts.
Yeah.
Right, sir. Vipin, a small question for you, as you are into the 3 years of experience. You might have faced some of the freshers coming up who have not gone to college, they have not been into the classrooms, they were studying at home. What difference you find among those students or those people who are entering as a fresher? Are they much confident? Are they much talented? They gain the knowledge which was actually given to them? Is it like that, or is it something different? So what is your experience on this?
So, according to me, that's not the case. Like, if there's a difference in any of the candidates or any of the freshers, that's not because they have been passed out in 2020 batch, or they have attended live classes, or they have attended online classes. That's not the point of difference between them. I have seen people who are really confident, who have a good set of skills, and they are able to put them into the business as well, though they have attended live classes. And I have seen people who have worked with me, or even like reporting to me, who have attended all the live classes with one of the top teachers in the India, I would say, but still they are not very confident about what they need to do. So first point is that that's not the case. Just a little bit of behavioral aspect difference I see, like when someone has attended live classes and someone has attended online classes, he doesn't went to the college. So the behavioral part that is there is missing in the ones that have not been to college and attended live classes, haven't interacted with the teachers, haven't interacted with their colleagues. So that little bit of behavioral part is missing. No much difference I see between them.
So it's basically an individual capability to capture things and then go.
True. The one who wants to learn can learn anywhere, is I believe, and that's how I see people.
Excellent. Exactly right. Okay, so my next question is just related to this. As these freshers, because when I was a fresher, I was into a lot of pressure, and sir, if you remember, I called you and we had a small talk. So how these freshers who are coming with this mentality that they've been into the live sessions, they've not been into college, and as Vipin mentioned, the behavioral aspect is there's a difference. How they will be able to handle this pressure, because you mentioned very clearly from the first day, the companies means business. So that brings up a pressure where we have different organizations who gives you time to grow up, to learn, and then to execute. And we have some companies which will give you the work from the first day and they will expect something good from you. So what is I can say the key points they can take up so they can handle these pressure properly?
Okay, but Aditya, I think you remember when you also entered in college on day one. We told you one thing, and which is very important in any person who is a budding manager.
Right.
And that's the one thing which should be the key for everyone, and that is the attitude.
Right.
Fine. Those students who have gone through their online education last 1 or 2 years and now they have entered into the PG, they are rather more enthusiastic now, because they have seen the other part of the life.
Right.
When they were blocked, when they were not able to learn, when they were not able to come out. Now they have taken it as a blessing, and there is an attitude change among these students. They want to live each and every moment of their journey of being a manager. So I think this positive attitude is taking them to places. So once they join the companies on the day one, they don't feel any kind of pressure, because the natural pressure with which they have learned in the last 2-3 years,
Right.
they have made their attitude so strong that they are able to take up anything.
Yeah.
So I think pressure, I don't feel that it is mounting among these students, but yes, you are right on that part that the companies are more demanding now, and Vipin has also thrown light on that companies ultimately mean that you are able to learn, you are ready to learn.
Right.
So the day one you have to justify to the company that you are ready to learn. That's the only key, and that's going to work.
Right. Vipin, what is your take on this? Like, what do you think about it?
So precisely, I completely agree with sir. But just a few other points like these behavioral things, like I told you. So one thing I would like to just continue what I spoken in the last question. So it was like just a few things in behavioral thing I would like to highlight on one part that I feel is when people are not involving into colleges, and even like as the live classes have started. So I feel that people were in their homes for almost 2 years, and even the extroverts changed to introverts. They don't want to interact with people, they don't want to go to the college, they don't want to wake up early. And now things have changed for people. Like now people don't want to travel. Like when we were in the college, we used to travel for like 30-35 kilometers every day. Now it has become a task. Like now people want to just wake up and be in their sleeping clothes and just attend the classes. They don't want to get ready and these are some challenges. So I believe they have like created a perception, and that's what creates an issue in corporates as well. So if we take an example, if you see one of the friends who is doing a certain thing, and he's little bit like into that particular task, so you will tell him that he's really passionate about it. But if you see a stranger and he's into that same thing, you'll say he's aggressive. So they carry a perspective on day one with themselves, like he's aggressive. Because honestly, the colleagues who know me tell me after like 8 months or 10 months they worked with me, or a year, they tell me that I'm passionate. Because when I'm working, I like keep my watches aside when I'm working, and I don't see time. Like, because this is the time for me to work. I'm not I don't have any responsibilities that I have to go to home at 7. So it's time for me to work, right? So they tell me that I'm passionate. But when sometimes I lose my patience, still the colleagues working with me tell them, yeah, fine, he's passionate about work and bear with him. But a new joinee or a fresher sometimes tells me on my face or in my feedback things like he was a little bit aggressive. So yeah, I believe maybe you must have noticed that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I think when they interact more, and they need to have this absorbing thing, or rather I would say an open attitude to everything. Like whatever happened 2 years back, you need to accept that. What is happening now, you need to accept that. When you will be passed out from the college after 2 years of your journey, you need to accept that. Because all these 3 phases are different. The college is also slightly different from corporates. So you need to have an absorbing attitude. Whatever is coming towards you, absorb it accordingly.
Actually, and that relates with my next question is about how to build a relationship with colleagues and how to be a team member, team leader basically. So when I started my career, sir, I faced a lot of issues with some of my managers because I stood up for some of my colleagues who were my friends from college, and that impacted me personally. That was my the first incident I got. Okay, the understanding that you need to stand for yourself first, not for others. But yeah, also you need to be a team member. You need to be a team member where you contribute something on each and every stand with the team. So how to build this relation? Because as you both have mentioned that they have the habit to get into their night suits, sit on the laptop, learn from there. And I remember my college days when CMTP was there was an activity on Saturday. I used to dress up, properly shaved, everything, perfume properly. It's like, okay, it's a great day for us. And this Saturday is very important for us. We used to prepare this whole week for the Saturday. So we learned all those things, how to behave in front of teachers. Wherever we went wrong, teachers have scolded us. We have been into team activities in the projects. But now this generation would not have experienced the same thing, because online teamwork can't match to that teamwork where you sit on the floor of the college and you do the work together. So that's a different thing. So sir, how they can catch up on this thing?
So I think I will give you a very short answer to this question in the form of an advice. Because you are right on that part, because they have missed that learning process of in-campus learning. So one suggestion which I would like to give to all your young juniors who will be joining the corporate and how to work in a team, two words are very important. They have to detach themselves and they have to attach themselves. Now, these two words are very important. When I say detach themselves, they have to detach themselves with their own feelings.
Right.
Emotion does not have any place when you are working in a corporate.
Right.
So you have to detach yourself with your own feelings. So then what you have to attach? You have to attach yourself to the work. You should just focus on what is your mandate. The day one when you join an organization, please ask your senior, please ask your boss, give me my mandate. And once you are having that mandate, don't move out of that mandate and just focus on that. So you have to attach with that mandate, which becomes your work.
Right.
And you have to detach with everything else. You are not working with people there. They are just numbers.
True.
You know?
Exactly. Right.
So if you are working with numbers, you don't have emotions for numbers. That's the one thing. But if you do one thing, that means if you only attach and don't detach, that's wrong. If you only detach and don't attach, that's also wrong.
That's also wrong.
So you have to attach and detach simultaneously. You won't face any problem.
Sir, there's a very important thing which is coming in my mind after you throw the light on this. That we might not think about the numbers and we detach ourselves, but we also sometimes find some mentors in the organization. Like, I have you as a mentor in my life already. I found one into my corporate life who guides me there. So how to pick those people? How to recognize them, or to just know that okay, this person is really someone who is supporting me, because so the corporate world, I'll tell you the real fact that there are snakes. And there are snakes, 99% snakes. They are sitting to eat, and that is not wrong, sir. That is actually not wrong. That's the nature of the corporate, right, sir? But we also get a mentor who guides us, who treats us like a kid. Okay, do this, do that. He will teach you each and everything very deeply. So how to understand and recognize those people who are really trying to get us leveled up, or the people who are just trying to, just like take benefit from us and then leave it us? Because corporate benefits are very bad for males and worse for females. We all know that.
I may be not 100% correct on what I'll speak now, but that is my personal opinion, and everyone has the right to reserve that. This is a very tricky question which you have asked, and this is very important also. I have to be very cautious on answering this.
Right.
I'll give you a kind of formula to identify who is your well-wisher and who is not. I'm changing the word mentor.
Yes.
What you were talking about was more a kind of well-wisher.
Right.
The person who tells you that he or she is your well-wisher, please don't believe that.
Okay. Right.
The person to whom, without saying you follow, he is your well-wisher, she is your well-wisher.
Right.
So the person who says that I want to mentor you, I am your mentor, don't follow that. The person who is not telling you anything, but still you are following and learning from him or her, that person is a well-wisher or mentor.
Right.
So they won't create any problem for you in your life. And once you will ask them that you become my mentor or well-wisher, they will deny that. We are not. That's their modesty. That's the reason why they are there. They will say that you are a quick learner, you can learn on your own. So there is no need to formalize that relationship. Have it, continue it, learn from it. That is what my suggestion is.
So that's why you never accept it. Okay. Vipin, what's your take? How you became a team member, how you judged up with the people, and you might have also faced some people who might have been jealous of your progress. So how did you manage all those things?
Important question.
So, to be honest, if we are talking about a mentor, like to find a mentor who will guide you through, I have a strong belief, like whatever organizations I've been to, whatever experience I have, like all the people there, nowadays the work culture in these organizations is really good. Everyone is there to help you, no one will deny. I believe you need to, safeguard yourself. Yeah, like just, be safe on your own side. just tell them or tell everyone what they want to know. That's it. Right? Like A person doesn't want to know about person B, and person B doesn't want to know about person A. The task that person A has given, you need to discuss it with person A only, and the task that person B has given, you just need to discuss with the respective person. Right? So just discuss to the limit whatever that has been discussed, and everyone is there to help you. Like no one will deny anyway, because to be honest, that's their job. If someone is working above you, it is their job to mentor them for the work that has been assigned, right? So no one will deny. It's just you need to safeguard yourself. And another thing to safeguard yourself, if we are giving this to the freshers, I'll suggest that set your expectations clear to the person that has assigned you the work, like what you can do, how much time it will take, and also the process of order. Basically, the subordination harmony should be there. Like the person B, you should not be like, if person B is asking you to complete a particular task, you tell them, hey, person A has assigned me this work and I can't do two things at a time, and if you want, you can directly go and talk to person A and have a fight and then decide like for whom I have to work. That's the worst thing that you will do in your corporate career.
Okay.
Right. So don't do that.
I can relate to this.
Yeah, you have to be the decider, you have to manage your time, and you have to prioritize the work. You don't have to let the two managers meet with each other, like person A and person B, like, hey, have a fight with yourself and decide. So no, you don't have to do that. You have to prioritize things. Tell person B clearly that, hey, I have this work, I don't want to tell you who has assigned me, but I have this work, and this is the expectation. I'll be free after like 4 hours or 5 hours or whatever time, and set your expectations clearly. So no one will be jealous of you, or no one will be, against you, because you join a corporate, no one knows you, you are new, right? So why anyone will be jealous or against you? Like that's a behavioral aspect, right? If you are right to everyone, then everyone will be your mentor, everyone will be ready to guide you, and everyone will be polite. So that is it's in your hands. I would sum up like that.
Okay, I think both of your comments do the justice for this question. So, sir, I'm coming up with a lot of questions, one by one.
Yeah.
If you see me sometime, there is a very good statement, "Aap chronology samajhiye." So I relate with this, and my next question comes up at the time: work-life balance. Biggest myth. After 3.5 years, even I'm not able to figure it out, and I know this is a very big problem for all of us. कि हम गए थे बगीचे में सुबह पानी देने, घर जाके देखा कि जब आराम करेंगे तो वहाँ पे भी कांटे बिछे हुए थे. तो वैसी कुछ कहानी है सर वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस की. And this is a very personal question for me also, because some of my people whom I know, I've seen them working and then wasting time on social media, not giving their body a good time, not taking care of their health, their sleep cycle and everything. So a disturbed work-life balance also disturb your habits, your daily life habits. So you have been into this world for 26 years, into job and everything. You run a big institution. How do you manage yourself? Like, you have calls coming up, you need to manage board also, you need to manage your employees also, you need to see after the students also, and then you need to see each and everything. You have pressure from all three places. How do you manage all these things, and you also manage a good relation with your family, a good time and everything?
Okay, so what I understand is that this question is related to a person like me who is having 2 decades of experience. So whatever answer which I will give you now on this work-life balance will not be applicable to all the freshers.
Right.
So they have a different answer, and I'm not giving to you that answer first. First, I'll answer your specific query.
Right.
Any person who is having an experience of 2 decades like me, work-life balance will never be a problem if that person is clear about his or her team members. Okay. When you run big organizations, when you run big departments, when you run big teams, if you are having good people in your team, and even if you are then micromanaging things, then you are a bad leader. Right? If you are not able to manage your work-life balance with a good team, you are a bad leader. The problem is with you. So the identification of right kind of people when they are in your team, there is no problem of work-life balance. Now, please don't understand that in that case, the team members work and we don't. No, that's not the case. When I'm saying that you as a fresher, you should be clear about your mandate. That means mandates are designed.
Right.
So as a leader, it's your job to design the mandate of each and every team member, and please don't micromanage. If they are your team members, you have confidence because you have selected them. You have the confidence that they will achieve the objective. So just focus on that particular objective. When people are not micromanaging in other things apart from their own, there is no issue of work-life balance. So to summarize, I don't face any kind of work-life balance. Nobody else will if he is a good leader in designing the team.
Right.
That's the first thing. Now coming to the second part, if you are a fresher, yes, your concern is very right. Because the youngsters, they don't care about timings, they don't care about their health, they don't care about their schedules.
Right.
So my answer is again going to that particular first indication which I have given. Please design your mandate. If you are not able to design your mandate, have it from your organization and don't surpass that mandate. If you are working with that particular mandate, work-life balance won't be a problem. Even if it is there, don't blame the organization, it is your attitude with which you are not able to cope up.
Yeah.
So you have to work on your attitude there.
Right. Vipin, I have a question for you here, which is very interesting. As you and me both are having the same experience, okay? And we are leading some people and we have some people to answer also, okay? And they comes up on a Friday evening at 7 o'clock with a new project. Hey, I have this thing for you. And we know that every day is a survival for us because we are young, we are new to this world. We need to perform and show ourselves. We need to prove ourselves right now, right? So there's a big confusion. There's a mom sitting downstairs in the hall waiting for us, and there's a manager telling me, okay, I have a new thing for you. Both the things, okay? So whatever the situation which comes up very suddenly, what is your take? What you do in that situation? Like what you are stable on this point that, okay, if this kind of situation comes up, I have a stable point which I will stand on and it will be the same for everyone. So I just want to know from you.
So same, my point is here, like it may be contrary to the textbooks that we read, right? Like work-life balance, you should have a work-life balance, you should give time to your family. I believe that no issues, but these are my personal views, I'll tell you, right? So I divide the work-life balance into three parts. People usually, like I have seen freshers, I have not exactly freshers, but I've seen people working with me, under me, above me, they take the work-life balance in an opposite way. They prioritize the balance first, then life, and at the end work. It's Friday 7 p.m. They'll be like, no, it's my time to enjoy the weekend and let it be. They won't reply to the manager. I go it with the grammatical way itself. Work, then life, then it comes down to balance, right? So I completely agree with sir that, you need to have a mandate that what you need to deliver and when you need to deliver. You need to have the timelines. But you are working into same organizations, like we are into consultancy thing, and we know that I won't point out anyone, but it's not very good on books with regard to work-life balance. So that's the need of the hour, or you can say need of the business. It is very dynamic, and we get paid for like just preparing an Excel file. We get $10,000 for that, right?